Good evening, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. It's actually been raining here all day today, but we had a nice weekend. I wanted to spend some time tonight talking to you about your interviews. One of the things that I think people may or may not do is actually do some research on the people that they're interviewing with, if they can find out their names, of course. And most companies, I think, now are really good about sharing the name of the person, their title, even sometimes their LinkedIn profiles, so that you can do a little research on the person and understand who you're going to be interviewing with. So there's some things that you can learn from those interviews. Basically, obviously, their background, their career, their education. Sometimes people actually write a summary so you get a sense of what's important to them. They may use quotes or talk about their values or their competencies or the things that they really spend time on, which could be volunteering, could be maybe nonprofit boards that they sit on. There's a lot of information that you can really learn from reviewing their LinkedIn profile. So even if you don't get the link from HR, do some research and try to find out as much as you can about those people. Sometimes I've used that with clients just to help them position themselves in a certain way, so that they come across really tapping into some of the things that that leader might find important and helps them really position themselves in the best way. So there's a lot of research that you can do in LinkedIn and obviously other social media as well if you can find them there. Not everybody's super big on social media at certain levels in an organization. They probably are less likely to be on there, but it's interesting to try to find out as much as you can. The second thing is to really think about what kinds of connections can you make with them. So if there is something that you can see, maybe you went to a school or you had a major that was similar, or they lived in a town where you lived. So for example, I was interviewing with there's a junior college, well, it's not a junior college anymore, it's a 4-year college now, but it was College of Lake County here, and I was meeting with the president of the college to do some coaching for someone in his organization. And I went to LinkedIn and actually found that he was the president of the local college where I grew up. So it was really nice to be able to walk in the door to have that conversation with him and have that connection point already for us. It made it a very easy, warm introduction, and we had some chit chat about that, and then we got into the other conversation that we needed to have. So there's things like that that you can't predict. I obviously had no idea that's who he was or where he was, but it made it really easy for me to bridge the conversation quickly. So look for things that you can leverage like that. The other thing is to really be prepared for the stories that you're going to share, the examples that you're going to share, and really try to be intentional with how you share them. Be intentional with the things that you say that are going to really demonstrate what it is that that job needs, that job requires. I think there's a tendency to go into an interview thinking, well, I have all these great examples and great experiences and I just want to share them. And that's absolutely what we want you to do, but we also want you to be thinking about how can you do it in a way that aligns with that role. How can you share that story or example in a way that they can see how you would fit into the organization based on what you shared. So it's not only the sharing that's important, but how you share it and where you tap into the things that that job requires and how you can show that you can be able to do that job very quickly. And then last, always trying to connect with that interviewer, asking good questions, spending time really thinking about the questions that are going to demonstrate that you've done some research, that you are interested in the company, their culture, what they're about, their mission, vision, values, all of those things that you can learn on any public company for sure, but sometimes on a private company if they have a website. Many of them are willing to talk about their story, where they've come from, how they started the company, that type of stuff. So don't be too worried if it's not a public company because you can still learn a lot of information. So the important thing is to just really do some research, do on the people that you're going to interview with, the company, understanding any connection points that you may have. Think about the questions and the stories that you want to ask and or share, and be able to really build a strong relationship with them as quickly as possible and let them see what a rock star you would be to have in their organization. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and if you're here in the Chicagoland area, that you're staying dry. Two quick announcements I just wanted to make. One is I have a class that I believe I mentioned last time, and it's called Elevate Your Leadership for First-Time Managers. So if you know of anyone that you think would be a good fit for that, I have that class starting on 9/27. And I have one person for that, so I'm looking to get up to 10, but obviously if that number isn't as high, that's totally fine, because it just means more more smaller group time for everybody to have good discussions. But I would love to get 10 people. I think it would be a great networking opportunity as well as a learning opportunity for everyone. So like I said, that'll be via Zoom on 9/27 is when that one starts. So if you know of anybody or maybe you are interested, feel free to reach out. The second class, I'm going to redo another visibility class. I did this last year in September, and I'm going to do it again beginning September 14th. And I'm calling it Master Your Visibility, a Blueprint for Success. And it's helping you understand the importance of visibility, how to create your own visibility plan. I have hundreds of actions to choose from, and I really want it to be a plan that's authentic to you. Not everybody has to follow the same plan, but it's also another opportunity for networking as well. That class is going to also be online. It will be held at night. It's going to be from 7 to 8:30 on the 14th, 15th, and 16th of September. And there will be some coaching sessions with me as well through that class too. So I will put the links to both so you can see what they're about. They may not be for you. I understand that they may not be the situation that you're in where you need those things, but you may know someone else. And so I like to share it with people and see if there's any interest that either you have or someone else in your team or someone that you know that might benefit. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and if anybody is looking for anything specific that they'd like me to talk about, please feel free to share a comment, and I will be happy to talk about that next week. See ya. Thanks.